Welcome back to My Unpopular Opinion. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn your post notifications on. Like the video, leave a comment, all that great stuff. So, I want to talk about, oh goodness, the morpher herself, the woman of many faces that morphs into a new person every time we see her. That is none other than Cardi B. Okay. So, Cardi, we come up with so many names for her because when you get a new face and a new body every 3 to 5 business days, it's easy to come up with a new name for each person that she has. She's just a new woman every time. Like, it's hard to even keep up with her. It's like there's no signature look that she has because she changes her look every day. It's like, I don't even think she knows who she is. And it's not just her changing like the hair and the clothes. It's her changing the face and the body and everything with that. It's just like overwhelming sometimes. Like, it's going to get to the point where like people will see her out in public and they're not even going to recognize her, which I think happened more so recently where she was somewhere and nobody was even really going crazy about her. But anyways, she wants attention so bad right now. So let's give her the attention she wants and let's talk about her because that's what she wants. Number one, with this picture right here. She is doing what I've talked about the female rap desperation girls, what they do in the past or have done in the past. They tend to take a look that Nicki Minaj has done that is signature because, Nicki makes every look signature and prominent. And they will take something that she's done and they will purposely publicize it, their version of it, so that they can be in talks with Nicki Minaj and get in the conversation with her because they know that the fans are going to notice. They're going to start talking about it on Twitter and all these other, social media outlets, and it's going to bring more traction and attention to her, Pizza Chin, Botch Body B, which is what she wants. So with this recent hair, I mean, we know that Nicki Minaj did a much better version of this for her Pink Friday 2 album, and that was like one of the main, pictures that she promoted. So it's like, here we go again. This girl is like, honestly, I don't see how a lot of people don't see how Cardi's obsessed with Nicki. Like, she's not the only one, so it's like, okay, it's a lot of people obsessed with Nicki. But this girl in particular is kind of scary. And we should have known it was scary when she got caught scrolling on Nicki's Instagram page and was not liking anything. Like, that's the epitome of like a weird stalker. So that's what I have to say about that. She's just trying to get attention and be in the talks with Nicki Minaj because she hasn't been. Let's be honest. She's been fading into the back, whereas people like Bigfoot Megan or other girls like Doja Cat and other people have been maybe more so in the conversation with Nicki. And the more they're in that conversation, the more she's in the background. And, she loves attention, so she has to do whatever she can to get back into the forefront. So speaking of her trying to get into the conversation with Nicki, Billboard posted this weird post maybe like an hour or so ago about like the Cardi and Nicki effect or something weird, and they're trying to make it seem like, oh, Nicki and Cardi bring attention to other female rappers and blase splee. First of all, let's reverse. Let's reverse. That Cardi B should not be in that conversation at all because she's only famous because of Nicki Minaj. Let's be honest. She had some level of fame from reality TV, but she's really famous for her trying to attach herself to Nicki for years, which is what her label, and the powers that be have been trying to do because they thought that she would replace her, and they see it didn't work. So it's just odd to me that they would even post that, and I can't help but think that that is another plot employ that maybe Atlantic Records or Cardi B's team has paid Billboard, in my opinion, like, because I know they do that stuff. People don't want to believe it, but these artists are so desperate for attention and to stay in the limelight, they're willing to do whatever it takes to stay in the limelight. So they pay blogs, they pay all that stuff. Like, don't get it twisted. They do. And I feel like that was a paid ad, like just paid to try to put her in the conversation with Nicki again, because that's her only lifeline, is being attached to Nicki Minaj. Cardi does not bring up anyone's career. If anything, every person's career that she's been a part of, she has literally sucked the life out of them, like Ursula. You know how Ursula sucks the talent or the voice out of The Little Mermaid? That's, to me, what Cardi does. She will suck the life out of any artist that she leeches herself onto. And we've seen that every single artist that she's attached herself to ends up having like misfortune, you know. And we know she does dabble in some of the dark arts, so I wouldn't be surprised. But it's just interesting that they would post that. Billboard is on some BS lately, and they're no longer a reputable source to me. You know, I'm not feeling it. Like, to post something like that is stupid. And they also were dumb when they posted that Doja Cat was like the number one female rapper or something. It's like, you're delusional. Nicki Minaj is constantly number one. And I'm not saying that no one else is doing anything, but they're not doing what she's doing, okay? So I just thought that was interesting. Moving on to another one of Cardi's publicity stunts or whatever is her being at the club with the Zeus people and the baddies and with Natalie Nunn. And of course she has to do that because Nicki put Natalie in that song, you know, the Natalie Nunn Chin song and all of that kind of stuff. Or that was the line she, you know, threw out there, and it became famous, and Natalie ran with it and all of that kind of stuff. And we know Natalie is like a Barb, kind of. We don't know if she's a genuine Barb, but she portrays herself to be. But I'm like, you know what? This is a better look for Cardi, though. You know why? Because she needs to return to reality TV, and she needs to leave music alone. I think she should just be like a reality TV star like she was, and be a you know, TV personality, Instagram influencer. All of that is her lane, and I think that she needs to pivot back and revert back to that lane and stay out of music. That's how I feel, because I feel like the music was nothing genuine. It was all manufactured and fake. So, I mean, hence why she still doesn't have a second album, and she's still trying to ride the wave and fake success from the first album. It's like, this girl is desperate. If I've ever seen a desperate person, it's her. She was hanging out with Quavo, and it's just like, she's such a weirdo. I'm sorry. Like, anybody who supports Cardi B in 2025 and don't see how weird she is, you're weird. I'm just gonna flat out say it. Like, the girl is weird. So moving forward, since we were talking about Nicki Minaj has broken so many freaking records within just the last few days. Like, let me read off a few of the records that she has broken, because I wrote them down. So Nicki broke the Pink Friday 2 ends 2024 as the number one best-selling female rap album of the year in the U.S. by total units. That was number one. Then Nicki earned the best-selling female rap album in the U.S. 2 consecutive years, 2023 and 2024. And then Spotify, Nicki is number one most streamed female rapper on Spotify in 2024 with 4.65 billion streams. So first of all, recently, and I think one of my previous videos, I talked about how the labels and stuff, they keep trying to like put Doja in that Spotify record. I think she may have a Spotify deal or something behind the scenes, but how they constantly try to make Nicki and her teeter between who's the most streamed female rapper. We know organically it's Nicki Minaj, but we know inorganically they will keep trying to make it Doja. But I'm happy that Nicki one-upped her again, as she keeps doing, and got on top again. So Nicki is now the number one streamed female rapper on Spotify, where she should remain. Okay, we all know that that's just like a fact. Like Nicki said, Spotify ain't got a lie. She's normally number one on there. That's just, well, number one on everything when it pertains to female rappers. So I'm really happy about that. Nicki posted some of these on her Instagram page. So she's still on hiatus, but I'm happy she was able to post some of her accomplishments, because, you know, the more she succeeds, the more people are mad and bitter. Okay. They constantly are bitter, but she continues to rise and be successful. I just cannot wait for her return, because I know that Nicki is constantly working on things that are going to wow the people, and she has so many eyes and people that want to watch her, want to see her. Her haters watch her the most, okay? So I'm super excited for her return, but I'm happy she gets to rest and work on what she's working on. But I know that she's concocting up something very clever. And you know, she's working behind the scenes, as she always is. Like, Nicki's always like 10 steps ahead of everyone else. So I was actually happy that she did not release the deluxe I think she was going to release in December. I'm happy that she kind of gave everyone the flux with that. That's kind of like playing chess. It's like, you know, when you have a lot of enemies, you have to confuse the enemy. Have y'all ever heard that saying, confuse the enemy? And I love that she confused her enemies, because they were probably planning and plotting and thinking she was going to release something, and they were probably putting big money behind Sabotage, and then boom, she didn't drop it. So now you're left in the dark, haters. You don't know when she's going to drop something. I just love the games she plays. So moving forward to another one of Nicki's sons, I'm just like wondering how many sons can they give her? Like how many can she keep having? Like how many alleged replacements and babies, like baby rap girls, her sons, can they like create for her? I just don't. It's at this point, it's like Cardi, it's Bigfoot, it's Miss Piggy, it's what's her name? Lotto, Miss Piggy. I almost forgot the girl name. It's Lotto, it's Miss Piggy, it's Doja Cat, and now it's Doechii. And so speaking of Doechii, people on Twitter or X were talking about how Doechii is like allegedly paying, or she's getting that paid payola push. You know how like when they're trying to really push an artist in the industry, the powers that be, they kind of get other artists to boost them up, you know. And so I just feel like they're doing it and it's so obvious, okay? Out of the blue, y'all are all posting it at the same time. It's like y'all just don't understand that people see through this stuff. It's ironic that Billie Eilish, SZA, and Hayley Williams from Paramore all posted within the same time frame pretty much that they love Doechii, they love Doechii, they love Doechii. Where was your guys' love for Doechii before this push? It's just weird to me that it's like they probably got the phone call, maybe received a little check here and there, and they like, Doechii's the new girl that we're gonna push, you know, and blase splee, so we need y'all to post her and make it seem like she's doing something. And the sad part about it is Doechii is a creative, I will say. You know, she is talented, you know, because of her creativity. I would say I can give her more of that than like people like Megan and Cardi and them, because she has more creativity. But Doechii, to me, you know, I feel like this discredits her, kind of the same way I felt like with Kendrick. Like, they have the abilities to probably get noticed on their own, yet you guys are kind of taking this weird route, you know, and allowing whomever, you know, but I always say the powers that be, allowing them to create this narrative for you, and that never goes well for you, because once they're done using you, they just throw you to the wayside. And Cardi is a prime example of that. Like, once you don't succeed at what they want you to succeed at, because they always have an agenda with this kind of thing that they're doing with Doechii. It's been done multiple times before with Megan, Cardi, and everyone else. Once you don't succeed, you get thrown to the wayside. Remy Ma is a prime example of that. She got paid allegedly $200 and something thousand to diss Nicki Minaj, and she was getting the push by the industry, and everybody out of the blue was supporting her. But when she failed to end Nicki's career, look at what happened. She's back, you know, arguing over Papoose, and, you know, got dropped from her label, never released her album that she was supposed to release, and she's just not popping. So that is the same thing that's going to end up happening if Doechii doesn't play her cards right, which I sense she will not, because she's so desperate to have her moment. And that's sad that they play on that. Like, they know she wants this moment, and so they're going to dangle it in front of her head like a carrot. And we're going to see how weird she ends up acting. I know some people were mad about in the last video when I called her Wesley Snipes and blase splee, whatever. I called her that because I don't think that what she is having going on right now, I just see through it, and I don't think it's genuine, and I don't take it back. So that's how I feel about that. Like, Doechii, you know, I'm just not a supporter. I'm not. I'm just not. You know, and honestly, it's not even just the agendas they're pushing with her and her being the new pawn. It's also the fact that I haven't heard a song from her that I feel like is like, whoa, that is like, I got to have that on repeat. I haven't felt that way. And I've even felt that way about Doja Cat. Like, she has a few songs that I used to listen to. I'm like, yeah, you know, I don't really fool with some of her imagery and stuff, but she does have songs that are good. I haven't heard a song from Doechii that I'm like, ooh, that is like really popping. I've heard little things here and there, but it's not really my vibe, you know. I don't know. Maybe I just want something more organic and genuine, and she's just not giving me those vibes. Okay, so moving on to Coi Leray. So I guess Coi Leray is retired from rapping, and she is now, or I don't even know if she was ever really considered a rapper, but whatever she was doing in music, I guess now she's retiring and becoming a baby mama. That's the new thing to be, is like somebody's baby mama, a little rapper baby mama or something. Like, so she has resorted, because music wasn't working out for her after her being fake and she lost a lot of support. from a particular fan base. Now she is taking the baby mama route. I don't blame her. You know, just keep the baby from Benzino, no neck ass, and you'll be fine, Koi. You'll be fine. I guess that's the new highlight of her life. I don't know if she is still with the record label. If she is, I really do sense that Koi will be dropped in the near future. Mark my words. Also, Dream Doll is pregnant, and it's just like okay. Dream Doll's pregnancy is weird, and I hate to say that about anyone's pregnancy, but the surrounding stuff around her pregnancy is tacky. Why are you being connected to someone who's possibly married and you allegedly having a married man's baby? Like, why is that even in the conversation? I think she denied it, but it's so many conversations about it, and I'm just like, oh my God. Then she's parading around with Tay to make it seem. I think he's trying to distract because he loves her. I think he's trying to help her distract from the messiness around the baby daddy. So that's why he's doing all these cryptic messages and making it seem like he's the baby daddy, because he knows that a lot of people are focusing on the fact that her baby daddy might not be a single man. And if that's the case, Dream Doll, that's just messy. But I guess she's another quote unquote rapper turned into baby mama. Okay, she had to retire from music too. So I guess, that's just what happens. She needs to put a little bug in the other girls' ear, like Cardi, Doechii, Megan, and all of them. She needs to help them retire. Okay. And another conversation I want to have, y'all. Are y'all ready to have a conversation about Glorilla, Ghettorilla, Miss Ghetto? I feel like she's being, my gosh, people just love mediocrity. I feel like Ghettorilla is just being pushed with this mediocre ABC 1 2 3 music. Like, I'm so over Sid the Sloth. I'm sorry. I don't think she's genuine. I think that she's another one that just give off these fake vibes. But everybody acting like, oh, this is Glorilla year. She ate up 2024 and da 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 da. I mean, she had a couple little catchy songs that her people done paid to put out there, and then people picked it up for TikTok and all of that. But at the end of the day, don't y'all want some real music? Like real music with real lyrics. Not nobody on there talking about moose knuckle and and all of that. Like, don't you want somebody talking about some real stuff with some real lyricism, some real, like, not just a good beat and some ghetto lyrics? Like, I'm tired of that. But that lets me know that the collective, their comprehension and ability to consume good music is just not there. Like, them liking her music and making her music big and everything shows the lack of intellectual capabilities that a lot of these people have, especially when it comes to consuming music. Like, I could never look at someone like a Ghettorilla and say, oh, she's so talented. No, I think people like her little personality or whatever, and how she says stuff like Merzik, so illiterate. To me, that's not cute. It's illiterate to me. So, and I'm not being a hater. I'm just saying, like, I like people who can speak good, proper English, and who can actually articulate themselves and who can really put something out that's like touching. Like, this music, I don't feel like in the future Ghettorilla will actually be respected, and I don't see her having a long-lasting career like she said she wanted, because there's no depth to her music. It's just ABC 1 2 3 ghetto, and that was the same thing with someone like a Cardi. Like, her music, I think people will remember her, but I think her music's fading away. Like, the legacy of Cardi's music will always fade because she never had anything good except like a beat and some little ghetto lyrics, and she can't even barely speak English, okay? So I'm over it. Moving forward from the female rappers, let's talk about someone who could be considered like a king of rap, if you ask me, and that is Kanye West. I know a lot of people hate on Kanye. He's another one of my Gemini brothers that I actually love. I like him a lot more than Kendrick because I think Kanye is way more authentic and genuine, and that's why the industry is always trying to paint him in a negative light. And, that's why they're always trying to make it seem like he's crazy. But I love the recent vindication of Kanye on social media, especially TikTok, where they expose how a lot of the things he did, people didn't understand, but he was actually doing certain things to protect other artists like Taylor Swift, in my opinion, okay? We ain't gonna go too deep into it, but Kanye was never crazy. I feel like he was just ahead of his time, and I get him on a different level. But Kanye has been minding his business, and I'm happy to see him doing well with his girlfriend. People make fun of his little relation, or it's not his girlfriend, I think it's his wife. His wife. People make fun of his little relationship, but at the end of the day, I'm happy he's focusing on her, and it makes someone like Kim Kardashian look stupid. Because remember, Kim used to really get a kick out of making it seem like, oh, Kanye's harassing me, and Kanye's doing this, and Kanye's doing that. And now we see Kanye's not paying you any mind. Kanye is paying his wife attention and focusing on the other things that he wants to focus on, and he is staying out of your evil witch way, okay? Because I feel like the Kardashians were just evil, and they have a tendency to play on a lot of men that they have around them and make them all seem crazy. Look at their history and you'll see it. But Kanye is one that I feel like they had a difficult time doing that with. And I think Travis Scott they had a difficult time with too. So, yeah, keep minding your business, Kanye. So that's really all I have for this video. Don't forget to comment your opinion on all of these topics. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and all that good stuff. Bye-bye.